Of class 11th, or this is the first video that I am going to prepare for all of you, the chapter birth, that is by A.J. Cronin. Students, those who are watching the channel Blue Star Academy for English, or all the videos will be uploaded on this channel. I request all of you, if you like my video or my teaching, then please share with your friends or all the needy ones, those who are from weaker section of our society. I want to help those weak students, those who are unable to pay heavy fees to the different coaching centers. Okay, dear ones, so now we are going to start the chapter birth, that is composed by A.J. Cronin. Firstly, I want to give you a simple introduction about this chapter. As you know that birth is an excerpt from the Citadel, which revolves around Andrew Manson, who has recently graduated from a medical school and helps in bringing Joe and Susan's child into this world. There is three main characters in this chapter. The first one is Andrew Manson, who is a doctor who recently has got the medical degree, or you can say graduated degree in medical field. That means who is recently a doctor, who is a fresh hand. And there is a spouse named Joe Morgan and Susan Morgan. That is a spouse, or it has passed 20 years from their marriage, but they didn't have any child, or this is the golden time for that spouse, that Mrs. Morgan is going to give the birth of a child, right? The lesson starts with the Andrew Manson walking towards his home after having an unpleasant time with his girlfriend Christine. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, मीन्स ये चैप्टर में तीन लोग मेन हैं. एंड्रयू मैनसन, जो कि एक डॉक्टर है, जो रिसेंटली उसने जो है डॉक्टर की डिग्री ली है, और जो मॉर्गन और सुसान मॉर्गन एक स्पाउस हैं, एक दंपति हैं, जिनके शादी के 20 साल हो चुके हैं, और 20 साल से अभी तक उनके पास कोई बच्चा नहीं है, और ये उनके परिवार में खुशी का माहौल है, जो कि उनकी पत्नी सुसान मॉर्गन्स और बच्चे को जन्म देने वाली हैं. दैट शी इज अंडर प्रेग्नेंट. और जो एंड्रयू मैनसन जो डॉक्टर है, और जस्ट ही हैज़ रिटर्न फ्रॉम द मीटिंग विद क्रिस्टीन, हु इज गर्लफ्रेंड ऑफ एंड्रयू मैनसन. एंड्रयू मैनसन की वो गर्लफ्रेंड क्रिस्टीन, जिससे वो मिलकर अभी अभी लौटा है, और he is too much tired, right? Or what happens then? On reaching home, he finds that Joe Morgan was waiting at his gate, because after the 20 years of his marriage, he was just expecting a child. Joe told Andrew about the pitiable condition or critical condition of his wife, and to attend his wife very immediately, and requested him to go his home. Doctor immediately left for Morgan's home by carrying his bag. Joe Morgan didn't enter in his home with doctor by showing lots of confidence in him, and said that he is intense and he helps that doctor will do better for him and for his wife and for his family. Hence, Andrew alone enters in his home, or he enters into that home that is not well furnished, or that is not properly whitewashed, but it was confirmed that there was neat and clean, where his wife Susan was lying in the bed. or a woman of around 70 years old who was heavyweight and white color was there to assist childbirth. A midwife was also over there who had lots of experience, who was sitting beside her, Mrs. Morgan. The old lady offered immediately to the doctor Andrew Manson a cup of tea because just she realized that the Andrew Manson was feeling very lethargish. The doctor Andrew assured her that he won't run away from there unless everything was over. Because just Andrew Manson was thinking about that, the old lady was just doubting about the Andrew Manson that he is too tired, so it may be possible before completion of delivery he would run away from there. That's why Andrew Manson just showed his confidence in that old lady and said her that he would not run away from there until the operation was completed. Doctor realized that old lady was very wise and had lots of experience of her life. Or in the kitchen, just Dr. Andrew Manson had tea which was prepared by the old lady who was 70 years old. Or you can say, though the doctor was mentally and physically very disturbed just because of unpleasant meeting with his girlfriend Christine. He wanted to have a sleep for 1 hour, but it was impossible for him because there was a very critical situation with the Mrs. Morgan, or you can say Susan Morgan, because anybody from her family could immediately contact to the doctor. So just Andrew Manson thought about that it will be far better to stay in that house until the duty was fulfilled. After 1 hour, he went upstairs to check the condition of Mrs. Morgan, whether she was right or wrong. It was that time when everything was still because it was about 12 o'clock at night, or there was totally quiet and calm at the night, and only one sound was coming from that room, that just ticking of the needles of the clock. And inside the room, only Mrs. Susan Morgan was lying on the bed, and midwife was present, and the old lady, 70 years old, was also present. Or clearly you can say that Andrew Manson was totally upset due to the unpleasant moment with his girlfriend Christine. Just he was thinking of other friends who have had bad experience in love and marriage, or all his friends were facing lots of problem those who had love marriage. The same situation Andrew Manson was also facing, or because he also doubt over his girlfriend Christine. The old lady just given the information about the Susan and Zoe's problem just due to delivery, because as you know that Joe Morgan was just outside waiting of the gate, only the doctor was present inside the room. So the old lady also requested to the doctor that please don't use anesthesia because it can affect the body of the child as well as the body of Morgan's wife also. Andrew just came out from his contemplation or of his thoughts and assured the old lady that it would not affect neither of them, right, or child or the mother. Or it was about 3:30 a.m. and the midwife called the doctor very immediately. After 1 hour of surgery, Morgan child was born. But it was unfortunate that child was cold and it was totally still, it was lifeless. The doctor was continuously watching the situation of lifeless child as well as miserable condition of the mother. As you can say that our doctor was assured that, totally assured that he had power to come out of this problem, but problem was very critical. Then he decided, that means there were two situations in front of him. Either he firstly saved to the mother or to the child. So after a deep contemplation, he decided that firstly he would save the mother first, then after child. He worked tirelessly to bring her to her senses. After a moment, he was sure that Susan was safe and getting strength. Andrew, without wasting his time, he concentrated his mind to the lifeless child who was a boy with soft skin. Means he firstly prayed for the mother and he cured the ailing mother, or you can say who was crying in pain. So he firstly corrected, he tried to correct his mother, and then Andrew, without wasting his time, because the condition of child was also critical, so he concentrated his mind towards the lifeless child, right? Or the child baby was a boy who had a very soft skin and a soft skull, right? The face was very shining at that time, as you can see if you have seen any born child. He came down to know that there was lack of supply of oxygen to the child. That means there was problem of breathing system to the spine, you can say. So he instructed immediately to bring out hot water and cold water as well in separate tubes. Just he given the direction to the midwife. The next moment, what he dipped the child in those two basins one after another. Or he continued, he practiced this 2 or 3 times about, he did this activity for 15 minutes regularly, but there was no benefit. But his efforts was useless. That means there was no effect on the condition of the child. Or in this situation, Dr. Andrew Manson was totally confused, bewildered, what to do with the child to bring in a better condition of the child. So all were in different moment. The old lady and the midwife and the doctor all were confused what to do. Right? The midwife was also praying to the God for saving of the child life, and the old lady who was 70 years old and doctor was also praying to the God, God, please help me what to do with the child. Just as it was a miracle, the little chest which was enclosed in the arms of Andrew's hands just started to take a breath. The next moment he started crying, means child started crying. Or this is confirmed that when a newly born child did not cry, so tension started to increase in the mind of the doctor or nurse. So the same situation happened with the doctor, but doctor relieved now, and he found out that the child was started to cry. Then Andrew handed over immediately the child to the midwife, or you can say the room of the condition was a mesh. That means everything, everything, whether you can say seizure or instrument, what were used by Andrew Manson just was scattered here and there inside the room. The condition of room was not well. Andrew then finally decided to walk towards his home. Till then, it was broke out of the day. That means it was morning, right? He was very sad. Why? Due to lots of tiredness, but overall he was very happy because he did his duty very well and he accomplished something better in his life, or this was the first experience after graduating, right? So this was the all complete summary of this chapter. I hope that all of you will like my video, and I request to all of you students that please like, share and make the comment so that I can prepare the next video. Thank you very